It's the Rundown on A2DRadio.com, brought to you by BMW of Atlantic City as usual. Right now you can lease a certified pre-owned Elite 2016 BMW 320iX Drive, just $299 a month for 36 months. The ultimate driving experience, closer than you think at BMW of Atlantic City. Easy to get to, minutes off exit 37 of the Parkway, online at BMWAtlanticCity.com. Zach Burr, Ralph Delavecchio, Frank Vespi producing in place of Mr. Sinsuti Metal Matt, and also playing third wheel today since Sean Watson's going to college, boys.
Ooh,
wow. Man, we've got a college boy among us.
He's growing up so fast.
Oh, God, be quiet, Frank. Nobody told you to talk.
Oh.
We're talking about douchebag athletes, kind of douchebaggy, just like I was right there. I can be a real douchebag, right?
Yeah.
You know all about it. Ralph knows all about my douchebagginess. Frank, my douchebagginess, my doucheness. Our douchebag goes back and forth a long way.
Yeah, I've seen your douche go back and forth and all over the place.
That's weird. No, me and Frank go all the way back to high school, obviously together. So he's seen my douchebagginess go a long way back to when I was a freshman in high school and everything. And we're talking about douchebag athletes in sports. Do they bother you? That is the Twitter fan poll question today. Do douchebag athletes in sports bother you as a sports fan? Aaron Rodgers, Bryce Harper, I guess some people could say Michael Phelps with the Olympics coming up. I don't think Michael Phelps is a douchebag.
No.
I love Michael Phelps, but some people think Michael Phelps. My aunt thinks Michael Phelps is a douchebag. I was like, you're just old, Aunt. I'm not going to mention her name, but you're just old.
Well, speaking of the Michael Phelps thing, a guy that I went to school with, he met Michael Phelps.
Of course he did.
And he said that he was a total douche in person.
Was he?
Yeah.
Well, that's what happens.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you have.
That's what happens when you have like a
14.
bazillion gold medals.
Yeah.
I'll be a complete douche too. Can you sign my picture? No, I'm worth like $1 billion. I will not sign anything. No.
I might break my wrist if I.
I mean, I could see him be a little douchebaggy. Like, why do you want my autograph? All I do is swim for a living. Leave me the hell alone. Like, this bothers me. I'm not a football player. I mean, Peyton Manning's house is that way. He lives in Michael Phelps lives in Colorado.
Yeah.
Like in the Colorado Springs area.
There you go. Smoke weed every
well,
day.
that might explain part of that issue, yeah. But he's probably thinking like, geez, we've got Von Miller's house and Peyton Manning's house and John Elway's house, all these houses, and you're over here bothering me.
Yeah.
Michael Phelps. I don't know. Some people might say Chris Sale's a douchebag with this new.
I don't know how people can get upset with Chris Sale. I think that's the right thing to do.
I love it.
I think Chris Sale has a voice in what he should wear and should not.
I find the whole situation pretty hilarious.
Forget
it's
about.
It's hilarious because the jerseys, they're uncomfortable in the first place because you have the big collar. They're supposed to be played untucked. I'm just glad they're not going to back in the 70s where they wore the shorts.
Whatever.
Yeah.
You would love it. You would buy the retro style.
I would buy it.
Throwback. Who was a player from the White Sox? An Ozzie Guillen throwback. We're going to have an Ozzie throwback.
I actually had that on my Christmas list one year.
Oh,
the beach
God.
Blankets. The beach blankets with Ozzie Guillen's name on them.
Oh, God. An Ozzie Guillen throwback. He would wear. You would wear the retro throwback.
Of course I would.
Forget about it being, uncomfortable, retro this. I don't care, but I just find it hilarious that he was so against it and had such a problem, wanted to be such a smartass that he took scissors and cut him up into pieces in the clubhouse when everybody else was out taking batting practice.
He wants to be traded so bad he was going to find a way to get traded.
That part is phenomenal. Him going to management. First of all, I'll just say this. Speaking of douchebags, Kenny Williams is a complete douchebag. If for people who don't know who Kenny Williams is, he is the vice president of baseball operations for the White Sox. Their former general manager was the general manager when they won a World Series and all that. And he's always been a bit of a douchebag, but specifically going back to spring training when they kicked Adam LaRoche's son out of the clubhouse.
Yeah.
If everybody remembers that, Adam LaRoche retired because part of the stipulation in his contract was that, my 14-year-old son will be allowed in the clubhouse whenever and have, full access to the clubhouse. And the players apparently didn't have a problem with that. They apparently liked his son around. They thought his son was awesome and really cool and all that type of stuff. And then one of the days in spring training, Kenny Williams shows up and says, his son will no longer be allowed in the clubhouse. And Adam LaRoche says, okay, that's fine, then I'll retire. And I remember specifically Chris Sale being one of the players that came out and spoke out against that and saying that none of the players in the clubhouse at that time had an issue with it.
Yeah.
Had an issue with with his son being in the clubhouse. They had a big issue with Kenny Williams banning Adam LaRoche's son from the clubhouse, but they didn't have an issue with Adam LaRoche or his son and how much his son was around the clubhouse. They liked his son. They thought his son was a lot of fun, and they had no problem with how much he was around the clubhouse. If the players don't have any problem with it, why the hell are you getting involved in making a decision?
Yeah.
But because Kenny Williams is a douchebag, he makes the call. Adam LaRoche's son gets banned from the clubhouse, and Adam LaRoche retires. So I'm not surprised that when Chris Sale went to management and went to Kenny Williams and everybody and said, hey, these things are uncomfortable. I've got a pitch today. I don't want to wear them. If I'm going to, I could understand like them having a problem with it if he wasn't scheduled to pitch.
Right.
Like you're sitting on the bench anyway. Why do you care? Just wear the uncomfortable, stupid thing, you know?
Or wear like a T-shirt.
You know, exactly.
It says White Sox baseball.
Or one of the jackets.
Yeah, you can wear the jacket, you know, like so it looks like you got the jersey on under it.
Degrees
but
out
you
in
don't.
Chicago anyway.
You know.
So.
But, you know, okay, so he's supposed to pitch that day, so he doesn't want to wear it because he says it's uncomfortable. Well, it's so much of a problem where, well...
I think the pitchers should pick out what jerseys they wear.
They usually do.
No, it's a business thing.
And Chris Sale is right that some teams do marketing before winning.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
It's a marketing thing, and there's a certain amount of games per year where they're going to wear those jerseys, and that was one of those days. I don't know why you can't. I don't know how it works in the marketing department. Frank might know more about this with your involvement with Las Vegas 51s for some time, but I don't know if you could just scratch the uniform being worn that day and schedule it to be worn another day. I don't know if it's that simple.
The next day.
I don't know if it's that simple.
It probably is simple. That's all in the discretion of the players themselves. But I think from what I'm looking at,
it might be with a team like the 51s.
It was probably with a marketing.
Well,
reasons.
that's what I'm saying.
But in minor league baseball, it plays so much different because you have the wacky promotions that happen.
With the minor leagues, it might work a little bit different because it might be more up to the players. But when you're talking about big league baseball and all the businesses, all the marketing, all the advertisement that goes on, if there's an agreement in place marketing-wise or business-wise for them to wear those jerseys these specific games throughout the year, there might be a reason for that. The executives from the business or whatever that is marketing or sponsoring that they might be there or whatever, I don't know. So maybe they couldn't just scrap it. But I think he's got a point. Okay, fine, I'm not pitching then, throw somebody else. Yeah. And they, want to have a problem with the fact that he's like, well, I don't like the uniforms. Okay. I love the fact that he's a smart ass and went and cut up the uniforms into pieces. That's perfect. All right,
he cut up like every single player's uniform.
No, because this is what they got to understand.
It was the blue ones, right? That had that said Chicago.
Yeah.
He holds the power. Chris Sale is the most sought after piece on the at the trade deadline at the moment. He holds all the power. So if you want to sit here and be a douchebag to your best player and your star commodity, and not listen to his demands or his concerns and just say, well, this is the way it is. And he's like, all right, well, we'll see what the way it is when I cut up these uniforms and, the trade deadline's in a week and I demand to be out of here. He saved face yesterday or something, said something about he's committed to winning a World Series with the White Sox, but what else is he going to say? No, I hate this place. Get me the hell out of here, please. Yeah. What else is he going to say?
He doesn't want to be a White Sox.
Why would you?
He's not going to win.
Why would you? They got off to such a hot start during the year, and then they just fell flat on their face, and he even took a shot at his manager. He doesn't like Robin Ventura. If you heard that, he said that's where it becomes Robin's job to stand up for us and stand up for his players a little bit more when we feel something like that. That's where it becomes his job to, convey that message and those feelings to management, and I don't think he did enough here. It's like, all right, well, when you're taking shots at your manager too, that pretty much tells you everything you need to know.
Anybody else would do
I hate
that
this
on that
place.
team, they're getting released.
Well,
But
absolutely,
since it's Chris Sale,
absolutely.
You really can't release one of your best pitchers that you have in your rotation.
I don't know, but some people might say he's a douchebag.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers. Well, we'll get to Aaron Rodgers in a minute. Bryce Harper.
That's one of my biggest douchebags.
You think Bryce Harper's a huge douchebag?
That's the biggest, with his freaking hair. Somebody just needs to shave that hair off. I hate his hairstyle. I hate it. I think he's the biggest douchebag in all. And you know what? And
what do you mean? His hairstyle and your hairstyle are like the same thing. You go to the same barber.
No.
Yes, you do.
No.
Frank, don't defend him. Look at his hair.
I'm defending Ralph.
Bryce Harper has the Cristiano Ronaldo haircut.
He has that haircut that looks like one of them. What do you call them? Yeah, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah, he's got.
It looks like it's greased up.
He's got the soccer haircut.
It's like pompadours. Like no.
Yeah, it is. That is.
It's overkill.
That is a good. But
I'm
but
glad
if you wore a baseball hat, every day like he does, that's what your hair was going to look like. I'm telling you, that's what your hair would end up being formed into looking like. It would form into the shape of the hat. That's what these guys' heads do. Do you not see these guys' hair?
Yes.
And how it gets formed by the hat. Like that's that's the way it works.
I'm glad Papelbon choked him out in that dugout.
Well, speaking of douchebags, there you go. Jonathan Papelbon's a good one. He gave up. He faced 5 batters yesterday. Didn't retire a single one. Nope. Gave up 3 runs and blew a save.
He's washed up. He's done.
Well,
Boston made a great move by letting him go.
Well, he wasn't bad in Philly. I mean, like on the mound, he was bad in
he was
other
just
ways.
A head case.
He's always been a head case. But I mean, that's part of the reason.
He's one weird dude,
I've liked him in some reasons because he's a head case. But there's just some things that listen. I don't care how much of a douchebag Bryce Harper might be. That's the face of the Washington Nationals franchise. You can't come over at the trade deadline and then like a month later try to choke him out in the dugout. That's not the way that's gonna work.
Only Papa wanted to.
Like that wouldn't be the way that's not gonna work. You know what I mean?
Only
like you can't do that. I'm sorry.
That was the best thing I've ever seen. That whole baseball season.
Well, they were deploting and just blowing up anyway. Deploting. They were imploding.
Imploding.
They were imploding. Deploting's not even a word.
No, it's not.
They were imploding and completely falling on their face anyway, so it became fun to watch them blow up on that level. So do douchebag athletes in sports bother you as a sports fan? If so, I guess why would be a good question, because they don't bother me. I don't care. I would just want to know what you're doing on the on the field. I mean, I guess there is a certain level of douchebaggery that if it gets to like Johnny Manziel's a douchebag, but what he does off the field does not bother me. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't bother me.
He's a legend.
No, would you stop it?
He's a legend of the most depressing sports stories I've ever seen since Marcus Dupree. It's depressing. The whole situation. Yes, he was like a douchebag as he was getting ready to go into the NFL when he was with his final season over at Texas A&M. But just everything afterwards is just really depressing to watch. I'd rather watch Lifetime movies than watch Johnny Manziel.
Would you stop with your useless dribble on the rundown? Would you not talk about Lifetime movies on the rundown? Are we serious?
What? I was just
like
trying
Rob
to
Lowe. Like that's like really.
I was trying to make a comparison.
Like Rob Lowe being washed up like 30 years after doing like St. Elmo's Fire, and now he's starring as like the dude in like
the commercials and all that.
Yeah, he's starring as like he's Rob Lowe. I swear is starred in like 4 Lifetime movies that I've seen advertisements for. I was like, this is the same Rob Lowe that was in like St. Elmo's Fire back in the day.
A Brat Pack. And
he was
doing all
part
this.
of the Brat Pack. He was in St. Elmo's Fire and Tommy Boy and all these great movies.
Tommy Boy.
He's in Tommy Boy and all these great movies. And now all of a sudden he's doing a Lifetime movie. That was a problem. He did like Scott Peterson. Remember the cop?
Yeah.
Not Scott Peterson. Who was the other cop?
Scott.
No, there was 2 different Petersons. Drew Peterson. He was Drew Peterson. Scott Peterson was the one that killed his
Lacey. Yeah.
Yeah, killed Lacey, his wife, and unborn baby.
Yeah.
Drew Peterson killed his first wife and then killed his second wife. And I think like what's his name? Rob Lowe played Drew Peterson in a Lifetime movie.
He played a Peterson.
Yeah. Kaylee Cuoco apparently played the second wife that he killed. Kaylee Cuoco from my 8 Simple Rules fame for dating my teenage daughter, and now is on Big Bang Theory.
Really?
Yes. Frank's favorite show.
You like that show?
He hates that show. I love that show. It's phenomenal.
Never watched
Hate it.
You need to watch. You've never watched Big Bang Theory.
Hate it.
Never watched it.
That's a problem.
It's irrelevant.
It's a problem. No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Gee, the Big Bang Theory.
All I watch is ESPN.
It's won like 5 like Emmys or whatever the heck it is, or whatever whatever it is they get nominated for.
Sucks.
You know what show I did start watching on Netflix is Californication. That's a great show.
You know what show I've been watching recently is The Goldbergs. It's set in it's supposed to be set in 1980s Philadelphia.
Yeah.
It's so phenomenal.
My parents love that show.
They would. Your parents would.
They love the Goldbergs. They love Modern Family.
Well, Modern Family, yeah, that's, first of all, Ariel Winter, I'm going to be honest. The middle daughter just turned 18. You know which one I'm talking about from the Modern Family?
Yes.
Oh, my God, Ralph. She is absolutely smoking. We might have to post a picture of her on our Facebook page, or maybe not. We might get in trouble.
No, because Chris will probably kill you.
Why?
Because
she's
he runs.
18.
He runs the damn page.
Ariel Winter is gorgeous. Yes, Ariel Winter, my celebrity crush at the moment, to go along with Nina Adal and
She's legal now, so go
Chanel
right ahead.
West Coast and everybody.
Chanel West Coast is your.
I got a bunch of celebrity crushes.
Chanel West Coast.
He has too many.
Yeah, I got a ton of celebrity crushes. It's a problem.
It is.
You're listening to The Rundown on A2DRadio.com. We'll continue this douchebag and sports talk when we come back. Pick up Aaron Rodgers and The Bachelorette because Aaron Rodgers' younger brother Jordan was one of the finalists on The Bachelorette. And, it's just a perfect story. It's just a perfect story. He's a former quarterback at Vanderbilt, which is what makes it even better. Yeah, his younger brother Jordan played quarterback for James Franklin at Vanderbilt. That's so phenomenal. We'll talk about that when we come back. Philly Sports Bar, one of your sponsors here for A2DRadio.com and The Rundown, located at 31 South Black Horse Pike in Runnymede, New Jersey. Give them a call, 856-939-4322. Email info@phillydiner.com. Go to the website, www.phillydiner.com.
This is Tom Arnone, owner and operator of A2DRadio.com and host of Agree to Disagree. If I want to go check out a ball game, there's no better place than the Philly Sports Bar located at 31 South Black Horse Pike in Runnymede, New Jersey. With over 40 plasma and HD TVs, a brick oven, a 2-story deck, the sports bar has surpassed everyone's expectations. From the one-of-a-kind sports memorabilia to life-size sports figures, the bar stays true to its name. The Philly Sports Bar will provide quality service along with outstanding variety of the finest liquors and well-known beers in a family-friendly environment while remaining true to what they are, the best darn sports bar. That's the Philly Sports Bar, located in Runnymede, New Jersey.
If you have an upcoming wedding, bar mitzvah, or high school graduation and you're in need of catering, well, contact Obie's Catering today. Chris O'Brien is changing the world one dish at a time. You can give him a call, 856-534-8410. Email him cateringbyobie, that's OBIE @yahoo.com, or look him up on Facebook at Catering by Obie's. And if you tell him Tom Arnone or any of the boys from A2DRadio.com sent you, you get 20% off. If you want some fine catering, contact Obie's Catering today.
A2DRadio.com is sponsored by The Sports Outlet, located 703 Black Horse Pike in Glendora, New Jersey, with over 40 years of customer experience giving the latest in uniforms and equipment to sports enthusiasts of baseball, softball, football, basketball, hockey, soccer, and much more. Give them a call at 856-939-2030 or send them an email at sportsoutletnj@comcast.net or visit their website at www.sportsoutletinc.com for all of your sporting needs.
Hey, do you need to get your skills in shape? Then contact the Scanzano Sports Center, located at 5 Carnegie Plaza in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. You can give them a call at 856-889-3434 or visit them on the web at www.scanzanosports.com. John Scanzano offers individual, semi-private, and team training lessons in hitting, pitching, catching, outfield, along with turf rentals. The Scanzano Sports Center is equipped with a 31,000 square foot indoor facility, 4 batting cages, and a 4,000 square foot strengthening and conditioning room. So what are you waiting for? Contact the Scanzano Sports Center today.
Welcome back to the Rundown on A2DRadio.com. As usual, brought to you by BMW of Atlantic City. You know, BMW of Atlantic City, I might have to go to BMW of Atlantic City. My car is on its absolute...
You haven't got any AC in your car.
Last leg. Like, I've got Gorilla Tape holding up my back right window. I've got a gator from a tractor trailer, not a gator from like Disney World, not a gator.
I know, not an alligator that you'll probably result in a suspension, but
yes, not an alligator from Florida, not an alligator, Ralph.
Yeah,
A gator from an 18-wheeler, a tractor trailer.
Oh, jeez.
Came up got blown out from underneath the tractor trailer as I'm driving behind it and hit my little Hyundai Accent right on the front, front right part of the car. I thought it blew apart my whole front side. Let's see what else happened. It doesn't have any air conditioning like you mentioned. I don't have a radio at all.
Your radio?
I have
your
no
radio's
radio.
Broken?
I have no radio.
Jeez.
I have not had a radio since I rear-ended somebody and it busted my battery and they put it all back together. So I don't have a radio, and there's also a crack in my windshield.
Oh God.
Yeah, so my car.
I'm gonna buy you a car. You want a car? Any car you want.
And according to my mom, she feels like she's about to get hepatitis every time she gets in it. So that's a mom for you though. My girlfriend doesn't care. Brandy will get in at any time. Yeah. My mom, she feels like she's gonna. I almost got hepatitis getting in there. Pretty sure you didn't, Mom. Like you work at a hospital. You came closer to getting hepatitis today than you did. Like riding in my car. Like seriously.
Your car is just like all the times I've been in, it's just like, oh God, when is this thing gonna fall apart?
I was driving up here. It felt like it was about to, like, you ever be like hitting the gas and you're like, oh, this ain't good.
Yeah.
Like it's not gonna go. It's about to blow up. Something's about to go. It's just not the car. Like the engine's about to go. Oh no, and yeah. Yeah,
boy.
It was a problem. You're afraid, like you're like, oh, I want to get over to the left lane and start passing people, but if I push it above 80, it might
just blow big puff of smoke. From
exactly.
Yeah.
You're just gonna hear a loud bang and
smoke everywhere. You're causing traffic.
I just disintegrate into the air. Like, oh my God, like what happened? Like it's new David Blaine trick.
You Columbia the whole place.
Yeah, so, I Flight 93'd it, whatever you want to call it. It's no, this Flight 93'd it where the plane crashed into the ground and like they couldn't even find the plane. They're just like where's the plane at? We can't find it. Like they're like we're talking about a giant Boeing 747 here or whatever. They're like, yeah, we know. Like you can help us look for it if you want.
747 that crashed on 9/11. Come on, man.
But that was like
it was
15 years ago. Okay, that's fine. We're making reference to a plane that crashed in Pennsylvania, and it was a big, giant plane that you couldn't find, the pieces to or whatever when it crashed into the big hole. Into the big hole. That sounds kind of dirty.
That sounds
in a big hole.
It crashed into the big hole, and they couldn't find any of it.
You know who else is a big hole? Let's just try to get back on subject and talk about assholes and douchebags in sports.
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers is a big hole, right? A big douchebag.
You find him as being a douchebag?
I do now, yeah. Anybody that cuts off their family completely. And he's dating Olivia Munn, which just makes me think he's even more of a douchebag. Like, you've cut off your family completely, and you're dating one of Hollywood's top actresses. What a douchebag. That's a problem.
He can do whatever he's wanting. He's MVP Super Bowl winner.
I don't care. He's cut off his whole family.
Throwing Hail Marys like
for the past 2 years, apparently. This is according to The Bachelorette. His brother Jordan is one of the bachelors on The Bachelorette. And
surprises me
what
that
would
the
you
show's
do if your
still
brother
on the
went on
air.
The Bachelorette?
I wouldn't care.
Which
I wouldn't
one?
watch. I wouldn't watch, but like
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
would.
I wouldn't watch. No, trust me, I wouldn't watch. But I probably wouldn't care either.
Zach would watch. And
I don't
clap
watch The
every time he sees his
Bachelorette.
brother.
I actually saw 10 minutes of it, like watching like Sports Center or something. Oh, I mean the Devil Channel. We should not mention
The
them.
worldwide leader. Ooh.
Yeah, the worldwide leader in bullcrap, and we're the worldwide leader in real talk. Yeah, so they shall not be named by name. But watching some show, and I saw like 10 minutes of it, of the highlights of it, with Jordan Rodgers, is apparently one of the finalists. I don't know if he got picked by JoJo or whatever her name is. But
JoJo.
Apparently, yeah, see, he watches it. He knows.
No,
Frank
I don't.
watches it.
I don't watch it.
They were
but
supposed to go.
Frank watches
I
it.
do not watch The Bachelorette.
They were supposed to go to dinner at Aaron Rodgers' house, or at Jordan.
Oh.
At Jordan Rodgers' house, at his parents' house.
Uh-huh.
So so it was him. It was Jordan Rodgers, JoJo from The Bachelorette, both of his parents, and I guess one of his other siblings at the Rodgers family house. The Rodgers family. It sounds just like.
And Aaron wasn't there.
Yeah, and they had 2 chairs set up for Aaron Rodgers and Olivia Munn, and they were absent. And like the kind of like ABC and The Bachelorette made a big deal to ask like, well, like what's the deal with that? And, like, the conversation that was going on between JoJo and Jordan was, is that awkward at all that, he's cut you guys off and doesn't want to be, you guys being a part of his life anymore. They're like, no, it is what it is. His dad pretty much said on the show that he feels like the money and the fame has changed Aaron, and that's why he's now cut off his family and, doesn't want them in his family. The funniest, or doesn't want them in his life, I guess. They're going to be a distraction or something. I don't know. The funniest part of the whole thing for me about it is the media caught up to Aaron Rodgers coming out of, like, some, like, convenience store, like a Dunkin' Donuts or something with, like, a bran muffin in his hand, dressed in, like, some, like, sweater and stuff that I'm sure Olivia made him wear. And
like a knitted sweater.
Yeah, like a knitted sweater that Olivia was like, hey, you got to wear my sweater this morning, honey, when you go get the coffee. She's probably, like, knitted him the sweater to wear.
It's like 95 degrees out.
Yeah, exactly.
Sweating.
Yeah, he's 95 degrees out in California, in Los Angeles. He's living with Olivia Munn out in L.A., and he's going to get a bran muffin.
Cotton sweater on.
Yeah, going to get a bran muffin. It's like one of those, like, Mrs. Weasley sweaters from Harry Potter.
That is a douchebag move.
It's like one of those, like,
eating
big
a muffin with a cotton sweater on in 95-degree weather.
He's eating a bran muffin as he came out of the Dunkin' Donuts, and the media member's got a microphone in his face, and it was like the only media member around. I guess it was like a slow, Monday morning or something. I'm not real sure, but it was like the only media member in his face. No, it was probably like Wednesday or Thursday because I was still in Virginia at that point. And, like, the media member's asking him, what is this story about? Is there any truth to what Jordan is saying on The Bachelorette about you cutting off the family? And Aaron Rodgers is just taking a bite of the bran muffin as he's getting in his SUV to drive away. I was like, he looks like such a douchebag in this whole picture. This is like, oh, my God. Like, he's too good to even answer that question.
Should ask him how his parents were doing.
Yeah. The reporter should have not let him get in the car.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just block the door.
I'm asking my $1 million question. I'm trying to get my money shot, different kind of money shot, Frank, not the one you're thinking of. Trying to get me. I'm asking my $1 million question. I'm not letting you get in the car and close the door and pull away. I'm jumping on the hood or something of your car. Yep. I'm like, you are not getting away from me at this point.
Your window's cracked. I'm gonna stick the microphone right in the window.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna find a way. I'll get my answers.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a complete douchebag. 100%. Well, maybe that makes you douchebaggy, as well. That's like LeBron with the sweater around the waist. Like, that's just a douchebag move, bro. Come on. Like, really? Yeah. Who's wearing the sweater around the waist?
Fanny pack on him, too.
Well, like, another douchebag move. I went to a national park in Virginia. You don't wear a fanny pack anymore. There's things called book bags. Fanny packs, you're just a complete douchebag.
Or you got pockets, too.
Or
you're just a douchebag.
Or a completely clueless tourist. Those things need to, stay in the 90s.
I don't know. Just first of all, that's not stylish. That's a problem. Do not show up with a fanny pack or the sweater around the waist.
I'm gonna bring the fanny pack back.
2, I'll automatically assume that you're a douchebag. That's what I mean. That's what I'll take out of it. I don't even have to have a conversation with you. I'm just going to automatically assume.
Fanny pack, douchebag.
So if you guys see a 90-year-old lady walking around with her fanny pack,
she's a complete douchebag. 100%.
Douchebag, she's probably a spoiled brat.
Yeah, look, we've all been to Disney World. At least I've been to Disney World. I would assume you guys have.
Yeah.
You were a deprived child if you haven't been to Disney World. I went to Disney World as a child. You know how many people I saw with fanny packs? Like, I was taught to stay away from the people with fanny packs. Like, that's like that douchebag right there with the fanny pack. Stay away from him. That's not a good person.
They told them tricky people.
And that's that jackass. That those people wear fanny packs. Like, I got my fanny pack and I got all my important stuff in here. Therefore, I'm more important than you. I'm a big deal. Look at me and my fanny pack.
I got my glasses in there, my pills in there.
Probably got one of them walkie-talkies.
My camera.
The walkie-talkies because they were big in the 90s.
We had to use the wind-it-up camera and then take the picture of it.
The walkie-talkies that were big in the 90s, remember?
Yeah.
Everybody had to communicate with a walkie-talkie, and then, we realized that, other people could hear you on the channel. So, I remember walking around Great Adventure with the walkie-talkies, and you'd be trying to communicate with somebody, your friend or whatever on the walkie-talkie, and somebody else would come and be like, what? Did you say something? Like, oh, I didn't realize you were on the same channel as me. Like, people could hear you because, walkie-talkies only had so many channels.
Yeah.
Yeah. Complete douchebag stuff. Absolutely. Yes. I don't know. Who else?
We're just calling everybody out as douchebags.
You've got a douchebag in sports. I know Bryce Harper's your favorite, but name, your douchebags. Your complete douchebag list for sports.
For basketball, I think it would be Matt Barnes. Matt Barnes.
Barnes.
Douchebag. I think he's 100% douchebag of the NBA. The guy I think gets ejected almost every other game.
Yeah.
The douchebag. For hockey, I don't really know, to be honest with you.
There's a lot of douchebags in hockey.
Yeah.
Come on, this shouldn't be that hard to pick.
I don't know.
There's a lot of douchebags in hockey.
I mean, I want to go back to an old list from that previous show that we did when we talked about douchebags in sports. I remember the topic. I remember saying Sidney Crosby being a douche.
I don't know if he's a douchebag as much as you just hate him, like because you're a
Yes.
Flyers fan. You hater.
He's a crybaby.
You're a hater, though. I mean, he's not a douchebag, though. I mean, maybe he's a hater, but he's not a douchebag.
I don't know who for hockey.
If I had like an
To be
all-time
honest.
one, if I had like an all-time list,
I mean, pick an all-time one. Go ahead. Pick
Sean
somebody.
Avery.
Sean Avery.
Sean Avery, yeah. Or Ty Domi.
How about Latrell Sprewell was a complete
God.
douchebag in basketball. Everybody remembers Latrell Sprewell.
Latrell Sprewell.
Wasn't he?
He choked out P.J. Carlisi.
Well, that happened. He was also in Minnesota with the Timberwolves, and he was complaining about a new contract and wanting a new contract. And somebody brought up to him how there was the current issue in Minnesota where people were in a recession, and there was people that were struggling to pay their bills and make payments and all that, and maybe he should be thankful for the deal that he had. And he said something along the lines of well, if I don't get this new contract, I'm in the same boat that they are now, aren't I? Okay, Latrell Sprewell, what a douchebag comment. If he said something like that in Philadelphia, could you imagine him playing in a city like Philadelphia and saying something like that?
His condo would be egged or burned down. He ever
Depends
said
on
that.
where he has
His condo.
Depends on where he has the condo.
Yeah.
I just wanted to bring this up real quick. This is kind of irrelevant to what we're talking about at the moment. But one of my favorite Eagles players that's been getting some attention in training camp is Wendell Smallwood. That's become one of my favorite players of camp.
Go ahead, Zach. Just
Wendell
get it out.
Smallwood.
Let it go.
Laugh it out.
Let it go.
And just for the sake of it, one of the A2DRadio.com questions on Twitter is what Eagles rookie will have the biggest impact this season, and I'm picking Wendell Smallwood just because of how infatuated I am with his name.
I knew it.
I mean,
knew that was the only reason why you picked him.
Listen, that's got to be one of the top 10 names in football right there. Wendell Smallwood. No, but Wendell Smallwood.
Smallwood.
Yeah, that's got to be one of the best. That's got to be one of the best names in all of football, right there.
No comment.
That's like Mookie Betts in baseball. That's one of the top 10 names in sports.
You're gonna be hearing a lot of him.
All right, look. So most people voted toward douchebag athletes. Do douchebag athletes in sports bother you? 14 votes. Now there's still 4.5 hours left to vote, but 79% of the people.
Of America.
Yes, the people. We are the people. We represent the people here at A2DRadio.com, and 79% of the people, as we channel our inner Dwayne Johnson, 79% of the people say, yes, douchebag athletes in sports bother them. Interesting. I don't get that. In some ways, in some ways, for me, it makes them more interesting, like their douchebag antics. Like, we used to think Deion Sanders was an absolute douchebag. You know what I mean? But Deion Sanders,
time.
yeah, because of the prime time and the Neon Deion stuff and playing multiple sports and all of it. You know what I mean? But Deion, I mean, he was entertaining as hell to watch. Lenny Dykstra, a complete douchebag, right? But one of people when you talk to the Philly fan base, it's like one of their favorite Phillies ever. He's a complete douchebag. One of my favorite Phillies ever. That was a special year. That was the year I was born. And it's nice to look back at that year that I was born and say, wow, what a special year that was. To know that they had that type of run. My dad watched every game that year as he recovered at home from a broken leg.
Yeah.
So that was a special year. Lenny Dykstra was the catalyst, for that '93 team. But one of the biggest douchebags in all of sports, no question. You've got. So what? So you got what? Sean Avery is.
Sean Avery for hockey.
For hockey, you have somebody from hockey.
Ty Domi.
Ty Domi.
Oh.
Ty Domi's a good one.
Douchebag.
Yeah.
Ty Domi was a good one. He was a big douchebag.
Yep.
I don't know. Again, Ty Domi's another one. I mean, in this, like,
Yeah.
I remember the famous scene with him in the penalty box
Yeah.
with the guy. You know, as the guy was harassing him and he's squirting water on the dude, and the dude's trying to harass him and get into the penalty box, and then he fell in through the glass, and Ty Domi started beating his ass. That's like one of my favorite all time, and like my favorite of the best about it is I love the play-by-play announcer who's like, yeah, let him into the box. Like he's cheering it on. He's like, let him in. Yeah, get him, Ty. Kick his ass. He's like, I'm so glad that fan fell in. I was like, yeah, it is. Like, this play-by-play guy is awesome. He's cheering this on. It might have been the color guy, but he was cheering it on as the fan fell into the penalty box. And Ty Domi started whipping his ass. Get up, Ty. Kick his ass. I'm so glad that fan fell in. It's like, that's hockey. That's phenomenal. Yeah, Ty Domi's a good one.
All right, I got another one for hockey. Probably a little bit of an obscure one, but he's probably the most hated person in all of Boston. Chris Nyland, formerly of the Montreal Canadiens. There's a really good video. He's a really good pest in the game, but there's a good video somewhere on the internet dubbed Chris Nyland's Night of Fun or something, where he just got into the minds of all these Bruins, and they sparked this huge bench-clearing brawl, and it goes into the tunnels, too, of the Boston Garden. They're just like, come on, man.
That's awesome, though. That's awesome. For football, I don't really know who the biggest douchebag in football is. Do you got any?
I mean, there's quite a few. Yeah, I mean, there's Greg Hardy's a pretty big douchebag.
Yeah.
He shouldn't be in the league.
And he's still good. The Redskins might sign him. That figures. That's what douchebags have been ending up for like a decade now.
Deshaun Jackson.
Like Deshaun Jackson ends up in Washington. Albert Hainsworth was in Washington. D'Angelo Hall was in Washington. Yeah. Speaking of douchebags, Marcus Vick was on Twitter. That's a phenomenal segue.
How is he still relevant?
That was a phenomenal segue.
It really
well, this is why.
me.
This is what makes him relevant, and let's hope that this is true, because this would be awesome. Because speaking of douchebags, Shady McCoy, he's a pretty big douchebag.
With the all-ladies party. Remember
With
that?
with everything that Shady McCoy's been into.
Yeah.
And Marcus Vick, as big of a douchebag as, I wonder, if you had a douchebag competition, who's the bigger douchebag? I don't know who would win between the two of them, Shady McCoy or Marcus Vick.
Marcus Vick would take the title by at least like 2 points.
He might get it by like a half a point. Like it's a tie and he gets it on the tiebreaker or something, But Marcus Vick tweeted out, and he mentioned Shady McCoy in the tweet at CutOnDime25. Apparently, Shady McCoy slept with Marcus Vick's baby mama and gave her herpes.
I guess it runs in the family.
So
I thought we were done with Marcus Vick back in 2006.
this is like a Delonte West and like LeBron James' mom type of thing.
I like that.
It's like Delonte West sleeping with LeBron's mom and giving her herpes. So apparently, let me look this up and make sure I'm 100% correct about this. But this is a tweet that Marcus Vick sent out about Deshaun Jackson. About Shady McCoy.
Yeah.
It'd be funny if it was true. It'd be so awesome. I mean, I don't know if I feel bad for either one of them. It would just be so awesome. Shady McCoy might take the cake for me for biggest douchebag in football.
In football, for me, I got to go with Ben Roethlisberger. I don't know why. He kind of rubs off.
Roethlisberger is a pretty big douchebag.
The biggest douchebag for football? Chad Johnson.
Ooh.
That's a good one.
Which Chad Johnson?
Chad Johnson from the
Ocho
Bengals.
Cinco?
Yeah.
No,
Ocho
he's not
Cinco.
that. He's not that.
He's a douchebag.
No, Pac-Man Jones is more of a douchebag than he is. Look, okay, and I Google Marcus Vick, and a crazy video apparently shows Marcus Vick leading cops on a chase, on a police chase.
How is he still relevant?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. I'm like, I remember when he was like
he decides
the big deal,
to post
like
stuff about
with the Eagles and Mike Vick.
Yeah, Mike Vick, and then
Look,
his
you go.
Virginia Tech career.
Here it is, July 26. Damn, at CutOnDime25 gave my baby mama them herpes he got. So Marcus Vick tweets out on July 26. This is at MV5. Damn, at CutOnDime25. That's Shady McCoy. Gave my baby mama them herpes he got. So
you have herpes anyway.
now apparently, what happened here was somebody said that Apparently somebody tweeted Marcus Vick saying, I think at Cut on Dime 25 stole at MV5's girl. #savage. And Marcus Vick responded with, he have herpes anyway. And then I guess a little bit later that same day, he says, damn, at Cut on Dime 25 gave my baby mama them herpes he got. I don't know if it's real or if he's just throwing shade because he's mad that Shady took his girl. But let's hope, for the sake of this story,
by the way, if
that's
anybody
real.
Doesn't know, Nick Foles did get released by the St. Louis Rams today, which means
St. Louis.
I mean the Los
Angeles Rams. Yeah, still going to be so hard.
They're still irrelevant in the NFL. But
The Los Angeles Rams.
The Cleveland, Los Angeles, St. Louis, Los Angeles Rams.
Yeah. Yes. And he'll end up with San Francisco and Chip Kelly.
Oh, yeah.
Let's be honest.
Gone right there.
Right in the quarterback
He's on a plane
roundtable
right
out
now.
there. The quarterback triangle that is Colin Kaepernick, Blaine Gabbert,
Chip's
and now
got
Nick
the biggest
Foles.
smile on his face now.
Oh, yeah.
Biggest smile.
You know
I
who,
miss Chip.
You know who I think a sleeper team in the NFC could be this year is the Minnesota Vikings. Like them as a sleeper pick.
You really think so?
They got Teddy Bridgewater's a good young quarterback. AP is
And
AP.
everybody slept on Teddy Bridgewater coming into the league when he came out of Louisville.
They're well coached. They missed field goal in the playoffs last year away from beating Seattle.
Yeah.
You know, they're a sleeper team. I'm not saying they're a Super Bowl favorite. That's why they're a sleeper team.
Yeah.
But who's a Super Bowl favorite in the NFC? Give me a Super Bowl favorite. Can you name one?
No.
Thank you. So they're as good a pick as anybody right
Yeah.
now, right? This is the Rundown on A2DRadio.com. We're brought to you by Sports Outlet for all your sporting needs. Go to 703 Black Horse Pike, Glendora, New Jersey. Give them a call at 856-939-2030. Email sportsoutletnj@comcast.net or visit the website www.sportsoutletinc.com.
Hey, do you consider yourself the next Tiger Woods, Phil Mickelson, or Jordan Spieth? Well, head on out on November 5th at Valley Brook Country Club in Blackwood, New Jersey for A2DRadio.com's first ever Real Talk Invitational. $125 per person to enter, teams up to 4 members, and it includes all you can eat and drink and contests including longest drive, putting competition, closest to the pin, and the hole-in-one contest. Once again, it's November 5th at Valley Brook Country Club in Blackwood, New Jersey. The guys here at A2DRadio.com hope to see you there.
Hey guys, Rob Povia here from Fantasy Dominance Now and the Hockey Happy Hour with a quick question. Are you in need of a professional home improvement? Then contact Harry's Contracting, 609-638-6336. That's 609-638-6336. No job too big, no job too small. The owner, Harry Ernst, is a fully licensed general contractor. Tile work, bathroom and kitchen remodeling, and just about everything else. No matter what you need, Harry will leave your home looking as beautiful as ever. Harry's Contracting offers free estimates, and if you mention A2D Radio during the estimate, Harry will give you 15% off the quote. Give him the job, tack on another 5% for a total of 20% savings off his already insane low prices. So contact Harry's Contracting today, 609-638-6336, or email harryscontractimprovements@gmail.com. Harry's Contracting, insane home improvements.
A2DRadio.com is proudly sponsored by Gibson Mayer LLC Certified Public Accountants. Gibson Mayer, located in Yardley, PA, is a leading accounting and business consulting firm with a proven track record of handling critical issues with expertise across many different industries, including construction, distribution, hospitality, manufacturing, real estate, service trades, merchandising, professional services, and professional athletes. Give them a call at 215-369-3300. That's 215-369-3300. Your initial consultation is always free, and if you tell them that Tom and Mike from AM and the PM sent you, you'll receive 15% off all income tax services completed by February 15th. That's Gibson Mayer LLC Certified Public Accountants, 215 369-3300 or visit them on the web at www.gibsonmayer.com. That's gibsonmayer.com.
You're listening to A2D Radio. A2D Radio. A2D Radio. At A2DRadio.com.
This is the Rundown on A2DRadio.com, brought to you by Scanzano Sports Center, located at 5 Carnegie Plaza in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Give them a call at 856-889-3434. Visit the website, www.scanzanosports.com. Give John or Mike Scanzano a call at that number that we mentioned, 856-889-3434. They got the beautiful 35,000 square foot hitting facilities. Baseball, softball, whatever your fancy is on that end, Ralph. I know you play men's baseball.
Yep, just won a championship the other day.
Oh, did you?
Yep.
Got your ring now. Look,
Got
you
my
and Tommy
ring.
are going to shut up about this.
Got
You were like,
my
I got
ring.
my ring too, Tommy. I got a ring
my
too.
ring. Awesome experience. Dog piled.
What
and
did you hit, like
everything.
$120 for this team?
Yeah, $120. That's it.
You just hit like $1 till you're over there scooping it at first base, right?
Yeah.
I saw your picture on Facebook. You look like you suck. You weren't even wearing the right jersey.
Yeah, because I
You-
joined late.
Yeah, he had the wrong color jersey on. I was like, you can't try to tell me he's like you're the only one wearing that color jersey. I was like, he's gonna show up and be like,
they were like 3 games in and asked me to play, so I
he's
played.
gonna be like, yeah, I went 4 for 4 in the championship game. Like, you weren't even matching with the rest of your
Nope.
team. Like, what? Like, he talking about over here?
I get my one at bat and I'm good to go.
So what? Are you a bench player or what's the deal?
Yeah, you can consider that. I'm like Jim Thome at the end of his career. Just put me in key spots.
When was the last time you ever hit a ball 400 feet?
Actually, I hit one last year. Not 400. I hit a home run last year though.
Did you?
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
what? Out of the park?
Yeah, over the fence. Yeah.
Oh yeah, over the fence.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, no. He's like my fat ass got it inside the park home run. He's like, yeah, I hit a gapper and I beat it around the bases. Like,
Yep.
it's like asking John Cook. John Cook. He's like, I hit a home run. Like, over the fence? Like, no, I was inside the park. Like, John Cook. Like, it's safe to assume John Cook never had an inside the park home run ever.
John Crook couldn't have run from first to home if he even tried.
Oh man. So a lot of vacations going on here at A2DRadio.com. I've been to Virginia and Vegas in the past month.
Yep.
Frank's been to Vegas.
I've been to Vegas, and
Brodo's been down in.
And about 2 weeks ago, I was out in Hershey.
Brodo's been down in North Carolina at his house down there, golfing and enjoying that, and was up at Baltusrol with the PGA Championship yesterday. Sean's going to college on us all of a sudden. He's too good for us.
Yeah, he's growing up.
Yeah, it's about time. He's a 28-year-old grown man. It's about time Trish forced him to better himself. About time Trish just put her foot down and said, hey, you will no longer mooch off of this Ryan Matthews NFL money. You better go to school and better yourself. He works 2 jobs as it is. Right? He's going to be so mad. He's going to be like, hey, Trish listens to the show on a regular basis. Like, yeah. Hi, Trish. We love Trish.
See you Sunday, Trish.
It's a shame. Trish listens, but Ryan doesn't. Like, why doesn't Ryan listen? Ryan needs
Maybe
to
because
call
he's at
in
training
once in a
camp,
while.
Zach.
Well, what the hell's training camp? The hell with training camp. Take time away from training camp. They can take time away from training camp. Call
Ron's
in the
gonna stick the
97.5.
earbuds underneath his helmet.
Anytime, you can call into the Missinelli show. You can call into the Rundown on A2DRadio.com.
I have to follow up on that one with the Ryan Matthews trying to call in here. It depends on the contract. That's all it is. Yeah, you have to ask certain people over at the Philadelphia Eagles if
I'm not asking nothing.
If you
I'm not
want him,
asking
we'll
for
get him.
permission. If
you
I want
want
him,
him,
I get him. Exactly.
you
Sometimes
guys
you
can
gotta
get
have
him,
balls.
but you have to ask him.
Sometimes you got to be
first.
ballsy and just go for it. Just do it.
I'll send him a Facebook message.
We're going to get sued for that one.
Yep.
Just do it.
Yep.
Nike's going to
Nike.
be all over our ass.
I can see the letter being typed right now.
Yeah. From the offices of
Phil
I know.
From all the way over in Portland, Oregon. They're here in
Takes 4 days to get.
They're here in the rundown
Snail
on
mail.
a2dradio.com at the moment. It's phenomenal. Eagles training camp is underway officially.
Yep.
Sam Bradford, Chase Daniel taking most of the first team quarterback reps. Carson Wentz, according to Doug Peterson, will be inactive for week 1.
Bullshit.
And this gets back to my whole idea of you don't draft a quarterback in the top 2 picks and then sit him.
They're trying to
not the way this works.
They're trying to outsmart everybody. They're doing what Chip's trying to do. They're trying to outsmart everybody.
I just
Why
look
would
at
you
it
draft
like
the
this.
guy at number 2 and not have him play?
I just look at it like this.
Now, what happens if he slings the ball in preseason? has
They're
10
saying
touchdowns with no interceptions in preseason.
They're saying he's not playing. I don't know. I mean, we all got excited when Sam Bradford threw 5 touchdowns against Green Bay last year.
And this is why organizations like the Eagles will never win a Super Bowl, because they do stupid stuff like this.
Look, Ralph's all around, we're never going to win a Super Bowl. It's never going to happen.
Why can't he not be number 2 and put Chase Daniels at number 3?
No, I just don't. My whole point is what it's always been is what it's been from the beginning. In today's NFL, you don't draft a quarterback in the top 2 picks in the draft for him to not play right away. Okay.
Listen, if they go into the bye week with a 1-3 record, Carson Wentz is starting week 5.
Well, he should be starting if they go into the bye week with a 1-3 record. I don't know if he will or not.
And then
but
Sam
he
Bradford.
should be.
Did you hear what Sam Bradford got asked yesterday? Or 2 days ago?
About his future?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and he said, no, I'm not thinking much about my future. Well, because he's smart, because he realizes he doesn't have a future.
Yeah.
So what's he going to think about? I mean, it's stupid to think about something that doesn't exist and it's not going to exist. But, no, my whole thing is in today's NFL, these quarterbacks that get drafted with those top picks, you used to get the big 5-year contracts, $60 million, right? That's not the case anymore. You're getting 4 years, $20 million, okay? That's a smaller window to show what you got and perform. That's why you see a guy like Blake Bortles. Remember, Blake Bortles got drafted with the 3rd pick by Jacksonville. They said the same thing. He's not going to play this year. He's playing by like week 4.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Chad Henne sucks.
Well, and because of that, because you got to see what you have.
Yep.
You've got. We're deciding after year 2 or 3 now with quarterbacks whether or not they are, a franchise guy or not. That's what we're doing now.
Listen, Carson Wentz is a franchise guy. The guy is smart.
We don't know that. He hasn't even taken a snap in the NFL. You don't know what the hell he is. Personally, I have 0 confidence going into this season. I think this could be a 6-win football team. I look at this schedule. This schedule concerns me. There's a lot of tough matchups on this schedule. And when you're talking about 3 quarterbacks that all are probably average at best, 2 of them probably stink and one's a mystery in Carson Wentz. So when I look at this schedule and some of the tough matchups on the schedule, I can't be optimistic. If this is a playoff team, we got a chance to win 10 games. 10 games wins this division.
Yeah.
And I don't think we're going to win this division.
7 wins might win this division.
I think we're a 6 or 7 win team.
4 wins might win this division. This division's a toss-up.
But I don't
this year. And going out for the next 5 years, this division is a toss-up.
I hate this argument. Oh, well, Aaron Rodgers sat, behind Brett Favre for 3 years.
Was there.
Because Brett Favre's a legend. That's 1. And 2, Aaron Rodgers wasn't drafted in the top 2. Aaron Rodgers was the 25th overall pick.
Yeah.
Okay, I hate this all. Oh, Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers was drafted with like the 7th overall pick. That's not a top 2 pick.
And traded draft night,
okay?
by the way.
That's a top 10 pick. Drew Brees was already there. They had LaDainian Tomlinson. They already had an established offensive system.
And Phillip Rivers was traded that night, too.
Right.
To the Chargers.
Right. That whole situation was a little bit different. Eli Manning, the Giants were going to sit him right away. What happened? He comes in, he starts 7 games that year or whatever. But even
Kurt Warner was the quarterback.
Kurt Warner was the quarterback, and they were in playoff contention.
Yeah.
And they still sat Kurt Warner because they knew they had to go to Eli Manning.
Yeah.
The last time
if the Eagles go 1-3 into the bye, Carson Wentz is your starter week 5.
The last time a quarterback
Chase
was
Daniels
drafted,
is not going to. I don't care what anybody says. Chase Daniels is not going to see the field this year.
Well,
he's not going to see the field.
I have always
the
think
only
he's
time he's
going
to see the field is in the 2nd and 3rd quarter in preseason
I've
games.
always thought that he was brought in and his role was to be an extra coach and somebody to help groom Carson Wentz along. Why we're paying him $7 million to do that, I don't know, and I definitely don't get. But hey, whatever. That is what it is. What I don't get, and I'll continue to harp on this point. You got to take it back all the way to 2002 when the Bengals drafted Carson Palmer, number 1 overall, and then he sat the whole year behind John Kitna his rookie year. And then after sitting his rookie year behind John Kitna, he played the year after that. That's the last time you can go back to a quarterback being drafted in the top 2 picks.
Now look at Carson Palmer.
And he's phenomenal. You know, but my point is, how long ago was that? That was almost 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
You've got to go almost 15 years back. It's scary to think that,
and
right?
And football back into 2002 was a different type of game.
Well, that's my whole point.
It was a run-happy game.
Not only that, but that's my whole point. 2002, 15 years ago, the NFL was still a different game.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? So that's my whole point. We're going to sit here and try to kick it old school? No, you don't. We haven't had the last time a quarterback got drafted that high and sat a full year behind somebody without playing was 2002 when Carson Palmer did it 15 years ago. Adapt with the times. What do the times tell you? Whether you like it or not, what the NFL is now is quarterbacks get drafted, they play young, they play early, and you go through the growing pains and you find out what you have because you really have a 2-year window as a quarterback.
If you don't have it in year 2 and you still suck, you're gone.
The Jets gave up on Geno Smith after year 2.
Already.
The Bills gave up on E.J. Manuel after year 2, right? Blaine Gabbert, the Jaguars gave up on Blaine Gabbert after year 2.
Jake Locker with the Tennessee Titans.
Jake Locker, year 2 or 3, right?
Yeah.
Like you have a 2-year window, maybe 3.
You know
if you show some promise, in those 2 years, you get the 3rd year, that's how Ryan Tannehill ended up getting the big contract, and now he stinks.
Yeah.
Right? I still think good coaching, he might be all right, but he doesn't have good coaching, and that has a lot to do with it.
And all those quarterbacks that you listed sling the ball in college football.
Yep.
Were amazing in college football.
Yeah.
E.J. Manuel was amazing with Florida State.
Comes
to the pros and just flops. Nothing.
I mean, E.J. Manuel, I wouldn't say he was amazing with Florida State.
He was good with Florida State.
He was good. Jameis Winston was amazing with Florida State. They won a national title. E.J. Manuel won 10 games with Florida State. Jameis Winston wins a national title. It's the first non-SEC team to win a national title in 13 years, whatever.
Yep.
A long time. So, big
Jake
deal.
Locker went to Arkansas, correct?
Jake Locker went to Washington.
Oh, Washington. Who?
Ryan Mallett went to Arkansas.
Okay, yeah.
Ryan Mallett, that's another name.
And you know what? Ryan Mallett, you would think he would be pretty damn good sitting behind Tom Brady for all them years.
Yeah.
He sucks.
Well, the work ethic's not there. That's why you see him showing up late. He late and overslept and missed the Texans practice. That's why he got cut last year. Stupid stuff like that.
Sucks.
But Matt Ryan, right? Matt Ryan, the 3rd overall pick, right? Boston College, 3rd overall pick. The Falcons. What happens? He plays right away. Go through some growing pains that rookie year, but they become a playoff team.
Did he automatically start?
Yeah, he was started right away. Remember, they drafted him because the year before that, Michael Vick got into all the trouble with the dogfighting stuff. They became the worst team in football, and then they drafted Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan, what was it, first or second year? He led the Falcons to the
second
playoffs.
year they went to the playoffs.
And now he got his money.
And then he's a franchise quarterback.
Yeah,
he hasn't won anything yet, but he's a franchise quarterback. You take him on your. If I told you right now, would you take Matt Ryan at $95 to $100 million as your franchise quarterback? You say, lock me up all day for that.
Yeah.
I'll take Matt Ryan as my franchise quarterback,
Definitely.
right? So, Joe Flacco gets drafted 18th overall in that same draft.
He needs that.
Right?
He needs that other wide receiver
Think
except
about
for
that.
Julio Jones.
Think about that. Flacco got drafted in 08, 18th overall.
Yeah.
And he's played right away. They went through the growing pains with him. They were an unhappy offense with Ray Rice. They became a playoff team. Then they win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
This is what the NFL is now.
People were saying Joe Flacco is not going to mean nothing because he played in a low D1 school.
Similar to the Carson Wentz story,
with
right?
Delaware.
Similar to the Carson Wentz story, right?
Yeah.
In today's NFL, these quarterbacks, you're playing them right away. You're finding out what they. I don't want to hear it. Oh, well, if he sits for a year, if he sits for a year, all of a sudden, he'll be a better quarterback. Andrew Luck didn't sit. He's a damn good quarterback.
Yeah.
Again, give me the last time a quarterback sat for a year. Carson Palmer. Yeah, okay, I got it. He's a pretty damn good quarterback right now. But we've had a lot of successful quarterbacks come into the league and start blowing it up and be phenomenal. Jameis Winston has a great rookie year last year. He plays right away, right?
Yeah.
Everybody was like, oh, he needs some time, right? Marcus Mariota, oh, he's going to need some time. And I kept saying, would you stop it with Marcus Mariota needing time? They're like, the only system he won't need time in is Chip Kelly's system. Stop it. He goes to Tennessee, and when he's healthy, he lights it up, right?
Yeah.
He ran for like a 90-yard touchdown in one game. Remember that?
If he never blew out his knee, I think he wins Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, I mean, and he got lucky with that knee injury. He got lucky with it that it wasn't more serious. But this is what you are with these guys. You draft them high. You're playing them right away because you have to find out what you got early. It's just the way the league's working.
I think the same thing goes with the Jets with Christian Hackenberg. I think Christian Hackenberg plays if Geno Smith sucks.
I mean,
because
I can see him playing, but it's a different story because he wasn't a high draft pick. Though.
Yeah, well, here's the situation. If Ryan Fitzpatrick was on the team still, and he got his money. Christian Hackenberg doesn't see the field this year, or year 2, or year 3.
Here you go.
But now since Fitzpatrick's not there and Geno Smith is there, Hackenberg's going to see the field.
Here's an example for you. Quarterbacks need to sit for a year, right? This whole Doug Peterson thing that we're being fed about Carson Wentz, sit him for a year, he'll be so much better. Derek Carr played at Fresno State. Derek Carr lit it up in his rookie year in Oakland.
Yeah.
Derek Carr had a phenomenal second year last year. I think the Raiders, I mentioned the Vikings as a sneaky team to watch in the NFC. The Raiders are a sneaky team to watch in the AFC this year.
And he finally got a wide receiver that he can throw to, and that's Amari Cooper.
Got Amari Cooper.
You got Michael Crabtree out there,
the
too.
Biggest thing, the best move the Raiders have made in the past 10 to 15 years, I'll put it like this. The best move the Raiders have made since they fired John Gruden was hiring Jack Del Rio as head coach. Jack Del Rio is underrated as a head coach and his ability. Listen, when Jack Del Rio did in Jacksonville with David Garrard as his quarterback and leading those teams to playoff appearances, Jack Del Rio is a phenomenal football coach.
You know what another team in the AFC might be a little sleeper? And I think the Jacksonville Jaguars are.
The Jacksonville Jaguars are definitely a sleeper.
They
if they
might
can
win
stay
the
healthy,
division.
If they can stay healthy, they're definitely a sleeper. But yeah, the Raiders, I think, are well coached with Del Rio. Yeah, they've got a good young quarterback in Derek Carr. They've got good young offensive players with Amari Cooper, weapons like that. They've got that running back that's Murray or whatever that it is that came from out of nowhere. Last year, not DeMarco Murray. I can't remember his first name. I think it starts with an L or something. But something Latavius Murray or something like that. They got a lot of young defensive players.
Yep.
That are the Khalil Mack and players like that. I think they could be a sneaky team in the AFC. I think the Broncos have a down year. Somebody in the AFC West is going to have to benefit from that. Could be the Raiders. This is the Rundown on A2DRadio.com. We're brought to you by Liberty Event Rentals. Give them a call at 267-314-7368 or visit them at 2154 East Cambria Street in Philadelphia. Go to their website, www.libertyeventrentals.com, for all your party needs. That's Liberty Event Rentals at 267-314-7368.
Hey, do you consider yourself the next Tiger Woods, Phil Mickelson, or Jordan Spieth? Well, head on out on November 5th at Valley Brook Country Club in Blackwood, New Jersey for A2DRadio.com's first ever Real Talk Invitational. $125 per person to enter, teams up to 4 members, and it includes all you can eat and drink and contests including longest drive, putting competition, closest to the pin, and the hole-in-one contest. Once again, it's November 5th at Valley Brook Country Club in Blackwood, New Jersey. The guys here at A2DRadio.com hope to see you there.
A2DRadio.com is sponsored by The Sports Outlet, located 703 Black Horse Pike in Glendora, New Jersey, with over 40 years of customer experience giving the latest in uniforms and equipment to sports enthusiasts of baseball, softball, football, basketball, hockey, soccer, and much more. Give them a call at 856-939-2030 or send them an email at sportsoutletnj@comcast.net or visit their website at www.sportsoutletinc.com for all of your sporting needs.
Hey, do you need to get your skills in shape? Then contact the Scanzano Sports Center, located at 5 Carnegie Plaza in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. You can give them a call at 856-889-3434 or visit them on the web at www.scanzanosports.com. John Scanzano offers individual, semi-private, and team training lessons in hitting, pitching, catching, outfield, along with turf rentals. The Scanzano Sports Center is equipped with a 31,000 square foot indoor facility, 4 batting cages, and a 4,000 square foot strengthening and conditioning room. So what are you waiting for? Contact the Scanzano Sports Center today.
This is Tom Arnone, owner and operator of A2DRadio.com and host of Agree to Disagree. If I want to go check out a ball game, there's no better place than the Philly Sports Bar located 31 South Black Horse Pike in Runnemede, New Jersey. With over 40 plasma and HD TVs, a brick oven, a 2-story deck, the sports bar has surpassed everyone's expectations. From the one-of-a-kind sports memorabilia to life-size sports figures, the bar stays true to its name. The Philly Sports Bar will provide quality service along with outstanding variety of the finest liquors and well-known beers in a family-friendly environment while remaining true to what they are, the best darn sports bar. That's the Philly Sports Bar, located in Runnemede, New Jersey.
This is the rundown on A2DRadio.com. Felt like I was at a rodeo as we came back from the break. Watching Dukes of Hazzard back in the day.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw! Something like that. That's cool. I like that. I was in the chair like.
Please don't do that ever again.
No, I will.
At least while I'm producing. You can scare Maddie with it, but
better be careful over there. Better know your role over there, Mr. Vespi. As people enter the studio, what's going on? Paul is here. Paul from the AIM Sports Showcase.
And the new fourth member of the Philly Sports Fix.
The new fourth member of the Philly Sports Fix. Phenomenal. And my fellow NASCAR fan. Yes, Paul. They're like, well, we're the only two NASCAR fans at A2D Radio. Zach Burr and Paul. How do you say your last name? McCree? McCree. So Paul McCree, Zach Burr were the only two NASCAR fans here at A2D Radio.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't watch NASCAR.
You need to.
Nope.
It's entertaining.
All right, who won that race on Sunday because of those cautions boring me to death?
Kyle Busch won it. He dominated it, but,
Of course
it's a Toyota thing, It's the case at the moment. It's about to be a Hendrick-like domination when my boy Jeff Gordon was winning championships back in the 90s, and then when they did it with Jimmy in the mid-2000s. That's going to be this Toyota dominance we're now going to see. It's going to bore us all to death. That's why I'm a Keselowski fan. I like the rebel. I like the rebellious side of Team Penske. They're fun. They don't give a crap about anything. Everybody hates Logano and he loves it. It's awesome. It's the perfect athlete right there. Doesn't care about anybody's hates. We're talking about douchebags in sports today, so it's kind of the perfect little segue topic. I was actually thinking about mentioning a douchebag from NASCAR, but I figured most people that were listening wouldn't have any idea. Whoosh. I could mention Kyle Busch as my douchebag from NASCAR, but most people might not get it. They'll be like, I think I've heard of him on SportsCenter, but never ever seen a race of any kind.
Kind of like the Bush that I drink. Is he related to them?
Or the Bush that I eat? Yes, I'll take it to a higher level, Mr. Vespi. Yes.
Oh, is he related to the president? Oh my goodness.
Okay, now, again, mute yourself and know your role.
No.
What's going to be talked about on the Sports Fix today?
Well, we got the Eagles training camp. We're going to be talking about that.
Josh Gordon becoming an Eagle by week 2.
Let's hope so. Let's hope before that. Let's hope he becomes like an Eagle tomorrow.
Let's see what else. I know you guys are going to be talking about the PGA Championship. Because of Brodo and Noah and, of course, Paul, all our golf enthusiasts, and I'm not a golfer, so I'm just going to sit back and just wait until
I'm a golf enthusiast. I just don't have the money anymore to play. It was easy to play when I was younger and my parents paid for it. Now I'm a grown-ass man. I got to pay for my own rounds of golf. It's expensive.
See, if it was the golf that involves, like, windmills and clowns and everything, I'll be fine with that, but
mini golf.
I was mad. I will get into this real quick for the final 5 minutes or so, Ralph. It won't be really a pissed off roundtable of sorts, but I'll mention something that was really pissing me off when I was in Virginia. Paul, being that you're a big I don't know if you play a lot of golf or you're an avid golfer or whatever it would seem, right? From what I'm hearing a little bit. I was in the Shenandoah Valley of Virginia. I don't know if you know where James Madison University's at. But I was up there, and there's a lot of nice golf courses up there and everything in the area, and one on the resort that we stay at. So I rented a set of clubs the one day and went out and played. So my girlfriend rode in the She rode shotgun in the golf cart. I'm not sure if that was a good idea or not.
Sounds terrible.
The funny thing happened. I almost killed her on like the 14th hole. She was just chilling in the golf cart, and I've never had this happen. Like I played golf since I was like 9 years old, and I'd never had it happen in like close to 15 years of playing golf. But as I went through, I got my backswing, and as I came down and was aggressive on my downswing, I felt like the grip, like the shaft area inside the grip just snap. It snapped in my left hand on my follow-through, and the club came flying out of my hands and nearly hit her as she was reading her book in the golf cart. And she's like, "You throw it at me." I was like, "Yeah, like I threw my golf club at you." Like, of course, that's exactly what I did. So then I thought we were going to have to pay for it. And, I was like, oh, God, here we go. I'm going to be responsible for this. They're not going to, they're like, oh, well, grip just doesn't break in your hand as you swing it. But they were cool. They were like, we've got insurance on it. It's insured. No problem. I'm sure they've had people that, come back and like, oh, they fell in the water and this happened and that happens. Like,
an alligator took it.
Like, this is Virginia. Like, alligators don't, they're not going to pop out of any body of water anywhere near here. Not in this area of Virginia. But they've got this new disc golf course that's all throughout the resort in like the woods and stuff throughout the different areas of the resort. And I just absolutely hate it. I'm out there behind the resort in the woods just chilling, watching people as they're playing disc golf.
Was it like the Frisbee, right?
Yeah, with the Frisbee. Now, listen, I guess ultimate Frisbee can be fun, but like Frisbee is one of like that's a beach sport. You know what I mean? Like that's what you do with like, oh, I'm just sitting here chilling. Like let's throw the Frisbee back and forth. Like that's what you do when you want to exert like no physical activity. Like people like are like hard enough on golf as it is, and like want to sit here and like bash golf for whatever reasons. Now we're gonna combine like Frisbee throwing with it. Like I hated that idea. So like, if like golf didn't get enough heat from certain people about it being boring or being stupid or being this or being that for whatever reason. Now we're going to combine like Frisbee with golf and create a whole new phenomenon. And like people were like lining up to play this. Like this dude had this like satchel looking thing over his shoulder. The man purse with the fanny pack. The Merce. And he had like his own set of Frisbees and everything to like come play disc golf with. I was like, who does that? Like who has their own set?
Was it like
of,
blue, green?
Yeah, like
yellow?
Who has their own set of? No. Yeah. Would you stop it, Ralph?
They have.
Would you stop?
They have a bunch of those down in Bowling Green.
You're gonna get suspended again. Watch.
No. These disc golf courts.
No, but like,
they're all over Kentucky.
Who brings their own like he bought it's like a set of like 5 Frisbees in this little like satchel looking thing that's over his shoulder, and he puts that in his water bottle down as he goes to throw the Frisbee towards like it's like this chained like it's like a basketball hoop except it's shorter, and it's kind of got like you got to get into the chain section like kind of like how you have to get into the hoop in basketball, except it's like maybe 5 feet off the ground. Listen, I don't know. I've never gotten the wrist motion down for throwing a Frisbee properly, so I was never good at it to begin with. But, like, it's not like this is out in the open. Like, you've got to try to curve the Frisbee, around trees and stuff in the woods.
I would never play that in
the point of golf is to not be in the woods. Like, why? Like, why are we, like, the point of real golf is to keep it, like, is in the fairway as much as possible. Don't be in the rough. Don't hit it in the trees. Like, now you're forcing me to throw a, like, Frisbee through the trees. I just didn't get it. Yeah, I don't know. It kind of bothered me. I just thought, I was like, this is like one of the dumbest creations ever. But it figures that this generation is probably going to become popular with. You know what I mean? It'll be one of those sports where, like, that's like the new thing. Like 10 years from now, everybody's into disc golf. Everybody.
Geez. Disc golf college world championships.
Yeah, they will. Exactly. Yeah. It will be exactly something like that. Just like they got the curling world championships.
It's like, I've been like watching something on the Worldwide Leader, the second network of the Worldwide Leader. They had like this Battle Frog endurance race stuff.
Yeah.
And they had like collegiate teams.
They had like Virginia Tech's there.
Yeah, and Army. Yeah. And then like now recently they're like doing like League of Legends. Like they're airing it on the Worldwide Leader. I'm like, that's not even a sport.
Yeah.
Esports is not even a thing. It's a bunch of neckbeards playing Korean games and pissing off Koreans.
Why do you gotta bring it back to race all the time?
No,
he's over here mentioning the rainbow, and you're over here mentioning like Koreans.
Koreans place this stuff. They actually bet on Korean players to
mute yourself
excel
before
well
you get yourself suspended. Tom's not gonna be happy. Chris is listening to all of this. We're in so much trouble.
No, we're
Yep.
not.
I am.
No, that's like the arm wrestling contests that get televised.
The hot dog eating contest.
Well, I mean that's it's
That's
fun.
awesome to
It's
watch.
fun to watch Joey Chestnut choke down 80
And then
hot
you
dogs.
try to do it, and you
Let's
only
be-
get like 5 down.
You
and
try
you're
to
like,
do it and you'll kill yourself. But yeah, the arm wrestling contest I don't get. Like, that for me is like one of like these dumbest competitions. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, like if football wasn't enough of a jock sport, like how much of a jock do you got to be? Like, come on, like that's what we're doing. We're competing with each other to see who can win at arm wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's to an all new level of jockiness. You'll probably find a lot of douchebags in that sport, Ralph.
Oh yeah.
Frank, stop waving your finger at me. I'll decide when we take it to the final commercial.
I don't want you. No, it's time to go.
I know it's time to go. Stop killing my segue into our final commercial.
Well,
it's the
segue
rundown
into it before
on
you go over it for another
A2DRadio.com.
week in a row.
You're just a producer. Mute yourself and stay in your lane, Mr. Vesby.
No.
This has been the rundown on A2DRadio.com. We always seem to have fun when Sean's not here. I don't get it. Sean wasn't here today. Another great show. There's the Dukes of Hazzard theme again. The rundown on A2DRadio.com. We've been brought to you by Gibson Mayer, LLC, your certified public accountants, 301 Oxford Valley Road, Yardley, Pennsylvania. Give them a call, 215-369-3300. It's been a lot of fun. A lot of douchebags and sports talks, Eagles talk. We'll see you next week. The Philly Sports Fix coming up next.